And here we go again. The Pittsburgh Steelers have just concluded another day here of training camp practice, and obviously we have so much to talk about in terms of news, notes, highlights, observations from today, and we're gonna break everything down that you need, from Justin Fields getting some more QB1 action, Russell Wilson being out once again with that tightness in his calf. But things should ramp up pretty quickly here when he does return and when the pads come on in the next couple of days. Now, before we jump into the video and break down everything you need to know about today's practice, I want to give a major shout out to all of the Steelers, media team out there who work so hard each and every single day to get these highlights out for us, kind of enabling us to make these videos. And without them, let's be honest, these videos are not possible to make. So do me a favor, you're going to see 3 @ the top left of your screen. Go follow them on X, because if you do, you'll be able to keep up with all the news and notes from practice every single day before I even post these videos, okay? So go follow them on X right now before we jump in. And with that being said, let's now jump into the video. Now, they opened up with some special teamwork. You saw punt returners like Calvin Austin, Scotty Miller, Quez Watkins, and also quarterback John Rice Plumlee was taking some punt returns. Now, the one common denominator with all those guys, speed, right? All those guys got the athleticism, the elusiveness, and the speed to outrun guys. So I do believe that they're trying to find guys who have electric type of pace. You also have Cordell Patterson, who's on the PUP list. I want to say maybe he's on the NFI. He is on the NFI list. So we'll see what happens with Cordell Patterson when he returns. But those are your punt returners for today. In terms of your kick return, which is probably a little bit more important, just because the new strategy, right? There's going to be a lot more strategy and kickoffs with the new rule. Right now, they have Jalen Warren, who is a really good player in terms of breaking tackles, making guys miss in the open field, and extending plays, right? So he's back there. And also a rookie wide receiver, Roman Wilson, is there as well. So that was a very interesting, portion of team practice, going through those special teams, who is going to stand out in what way. The gunner position is something that they're taking very seriously as well on punts, and also kickoffs. Who's going to be taking the kickoffs? Some teams have been experimenting with some skill position players adding a safety there to bring more of a tackling presence on kickoff. So we'll see what they end up doing. But so far, so good for special teams. Then getting into more of 11-on-11 team drills. Van Jefferson has been someone who's been standing out over the last couple of days here. Today, he beat Joey Porter Jr. to the back pylon for a touchdown on a corner route. So Van Jefferson, to me, has been someone who has really solidified himself as being a potential day one starter for this football team alongside George Pickens, right? So again, they try to get it to Van Jefferson, to the pylon out of the slot, but this time it's incomplete. And guess who was getting that slot coverage? Beanie Bishop, undrafted free agent. This guy has been standing out. I know a lot of people in my comments from yesterday were saying, no, it's not going to be Beanie Bishop. It's going to be Armand Watts, or it's going to be, the other guy. I forget his name right now. It is Graylin Arnold, right? Josiah Scott. But right now, Beanie Bishop has really taken himself, or taken initiative in terms of being really good. Making some good PBUs, making some good plays, staying sticky in coverage. He's been really standing out to me so far. Again, I'm not going to say he'll be a day one starter for them, but keep your eye out on Beanie Bishop going forward. Before we get any further into the video, guys, do me a big favor. Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And we will be covering the Steelers throughout the remaining of not only training camp, but preseason, regular season, breaking down film, making sure that you guys are kept up to date with everything going on in Steelers practice for the rest of the season. And if you guys want to unsubscribe in a couple of weeks from now when we're done with training camp, you can, right? It doesn't hurt. But man, we are so close to 100,000 subscribers. I'm hoping in the next couple of days here. And I know Steelers fans, you guys really show out. So man, I appreciate you guys. Also, follow my Twitch if you guys want to watch some games with me. It's Matty Dubs with 3 S's. But with that being said, let's get back into the video here. Kyle Allen has been a guy with Russell Wilson missing time that Mike Tomlin has been super impressed with. I mean, Mike Tomlin even talked after practice that this is one of the guys, like, I did not see this coming. But Kyle Allen had some really good plays here. One, a play action bootleg. Roman Wilson came across the formation, made a really good grab, going for a touchdown. So that was really cool to see. Kyle Allen has been looking really, really productive. Justin Fields looked for Calvin Austin, but TJ Watt tipped it up in the air. Dante Jackson ended up slapping it down for the pass breakup. Defense wins that 4-3 in that team period. DeMarvin Leal is another guy who has been really climbing up the depth chart in terms of, going from maybe the third string to now the second string, and potentially even being a potential guy who gets in the field, quite often during the regular season. We'll see if he can continue to ramp it up and continue to showcase the ability, the potential that he actually has. But so far, so good for DeMarvin Leal. He has been everywhere, getting a couple of PBUs. I mean, I think every single day he has done something worth talking about. So that is good news. Roman Wilson was officially working with the second team, flashing a little bit today, winning on some routes over the top, and one against Kalen Barnes specifically that stood out to a lot of the media members. Again, Beanie Bishop is a guy that the media members were in love with, man. They're talking about Beanie Bishop potentially being a starter, which is crazy because if you guys remember last year, Corey Trice was a training camp stud, right? Ended up tearing his ACL or whatever it was and missing the rest of training camp. But back-to-back years, you have guys who really look like they could potentially be late round picks, UDFAs to day one starters potentially. So I feel like the Steelers do such a good job finding these hidden gems, finding these guys late in drafts or even in UDFA, undrafted free agency, and making sure that they can contribute and compete, and making sure that they will have a role in this team. So shout out to Mike Tomlin in the front office. They found some good guys, especially in the secondary. Now Calvin Austin and Beanie Bishop, we're seeing a lot of time against each other today as first teamers, wide receiver 3, and the starting nickel slot of today's practice. That could be a matchup we see a ton going forward. Troy Fautanu is getting reps against Larry Ogunjobi. I always say his name wrong. Hopefully I don't do it there. But again, Larry was getting a lot of wins in this matchup. Troy struggling a little bit, which is why they're slowly ramping him up. And eventually he'll be, fully ready to go. But overall, guys, a great day of practice. George Pickens, Justin Fields connected on a 40-yard bomb. Jackson wasn't covered, but I think he lost it in the sun. Very bright out today. So, nothing too bad. But overall, just a great day of practice, man. The Steelers are going to put the pads on soon, and we're really going to be able to figure out who's breaking out, who's standing out, and whatnot. Guys, do me a big favor really quick. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications. We're going to be covering the Steelers all year long. Oh, also Pat Frymuth has been looking really good as well. 20-yard pass from Justin Fields today. Once Russell Wilson comes back, once he's healthy, things will get interesting. And then from there, the pads will come on. So I'm excited, man. Join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next Steelers update. Peace.